I'm back and just in time for fall season. And you know what that means? Fall donuts. And no, I don't mean some basic donuts with some orange zigzag and some chocolate zigzag. This makes me uncomfortable just doing this. No thanks. Here at my donut shop in Vegas, we do one-of-a-kind couture donuts. All of our creams that we use are made in-house, and this one is our pumpkin spice cream. Can you guess what donut I'm making now? I love adding these pearls to our donuts because when you take a bite of them, it's like a perfect crunch with that fluffy donut. And now time for that pumpkin spice chantilly cream. If you live in Las Vegas or you're here visiting and you haven't been to our donut shop yet, what are you waiting for? Make sure you follow for some more sneak peeks of our fall flavors.
Dogs aren't allowed on the school bus. Woof.
And all the nights of losing sleep, just two kids and make believe. Can we go back to how it used to be? 'Cause I die 1,000 times not to have you on my mind, and I wish we never met. Anywhere you said, anywhere you said, anywhere.
Guys, my name's Jill, and here is part 2 of some more of my unpopular opinions. Starting off, I want to say no offense, but I just am genuinely scared by anyone who is on the keto diet. I just don't understand how or why you wouldn't want to eat any carbs at all, but you know what? To each their own, I guess. Next, LaCroix is the best form of water, specifically the passion fruit and grapefruit ones are like so good and they taste better than all other water. Dutch Bros is overrated. Smaller phones are better than bigger phones because they're easier to use. And I hate FaceTime so much, and if you FaceTime me, I probably won't answer. I'll probably just text you or talk in person. Sorry, but I just hate it. Also, you can click the link in my bio to get your very own cake jars that are made with all of my recipes. Okay, bye.
5 more simple tips to make you a better baker. Number 1, never measure flour like this. Instead, aerate the container and spoon and level it like this. If you insist on scooping it, at least aerate the bag first, then lightly scoop and level it. Number 2, most of the time you'll want to add your flour in 3 parts, alternating with the milk or whatever wet ingredients you have, and ending with the dry. Scrape down the bowl a few times and mix just until it's combined. It's okay if there are a few clumps. Number 3, when a recipe says firmly packed brown sugar, they mean literally that. Press it into the measuring cup with your hands so that the sugar comes out in one solid piece. Number 4, if you don't have a scale, use an ice cream scoop to divide your batter evenly. That way you can count how many scoops goes into each pan. And number 5, your cakes are done when the edges are just golden and separating from the pan a little bit. Of course, a toothpick inserted in the center should also come out clean.
Today I want to share my worst cake horror story, while also decorating one of the most frustrating cakes I've ever had to make. You definitely have to trust the process with this one. Okay, so the story starts around the time that I first started making cakes. I was really new, and it was just one of those things I had to learn along the way. One day I got an email from a woman wanting a cake for her son's birthday who was turning 5. After chatting a bit, she sent me the design she wanted, and it was one that I wasn't really familiar with, but I knew I could figure out. Fast forward to the night before the cake was due, everything just went wrong. The cake was fine, but the process of making the pattern exactly how she wanted it was disastrous. I kid you not, I restarted this cake 4 times. I ended up quitting and starting the next morning. Eventually, it came out perfect, and then it was time to deliver the cake. It was about a 40-minute drive to the party, and let's just say, me and the cake didn't make it there in one piece.
decided that I'm tired of being tired, and that worrying is doing nothing except for making me lose sleep. I want to be in love with the life that I'm living.
Let's make a Hostess Ding Dong rolled ice cream and answer some questions about me. The most asked question I get is, where do I work? Cryo Rolls is actually its own business that I started. A few years ago I saw some videos and realized that there was nobody around me that offered rolled ice cream. At the time I was in community college and working as a department manager for Dick's Sporting Goods. I started writing up the business plans and I was talking with coworkers every day about my dream to start my own rolled ice cream business. I approached some people with investment opportunities and they just laughed at me. So I started saving as much as I could from my job to start the business. When I was first writing up the business plans, my goal was to leave my job April 1st, 2021. Then COVID happened, but we were able to get everything in line for April 1st. And I sat down with my boss a couple months ahead of time and I let her know that March 30th would be my last day. And it's time for the taste test. This one was okay, it's kind of predictable how it tastes, so 6 out of 10, follow for more.
What people think I mean when I say I make chocolate versus what I actually make.
It's time for Cookies and Crime. A quick reminder that a new episode of Cookies and Crime is now up on my YouTube. The link is in my bio. It's a new story I haven't shared on TikTok, so go check it out. To end the Zodiac Sign Serial Killer series right, I'm going to be sharing the case of the Zodiac Killer. I know it has nothing to do with zodiac signs, it's just a play on words. On December 20th, 1968, high school students Betty Lou Jensen and David Arthur Faraday were driving to Lake Herman Road, also known as the Lover's Lane in Benicia, California. Shortly after their arrival at 11 p.m., another car pulled up to them and ordered them out of the car at gunpoint. As David was halfway out the car, the killer shot him in the head. As Betty tried to run away, the killer shot her in the back 5 times. Then, 6.5 months later, on July 4th, 1969, Darlene Farron and Michael Maggie drove into the Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, about 4 miles away from the Lover's Lane murder site. As they were parked, a second car drove by them but left immediately. Then 10 minutes later, that car parked behind them. The driver of that car walked up to theirs and shined a flashlight in their faces before shooting at them, firing 5 times. As the killer walked away, one of the victims moaned, so he returned to shoot them twice more. The next day at 12:40 a.m., a man phoned the Vallejo Police Department to report and claim responsibility for the attack. He also claimed responsibility for the murders of Jensen and Faraday that took place 6.5 months earlier. Darlene was pronounced dead at the hospital, but Michael was able to survive the attack. He was able to describe the attacker as a 26 to 30-year-old, 195 to 200 pound, even more possibly 5'8" man with short, light brown curly hair. On August 1st, 1969, 3 letters were sent to 3 different newspapers in the Bay Area. One read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise and all that I have killed will become my slaves." In these letters were meticulously placed misspelled words. Investigators were able to identify this as a cryptogram, which is a type of puzzle using encrypted text. They were able to crack the code, which read, "They will have me," and also a reference from The Most Dangerous Game, which was a short story. He was confirmed to have killed 2 more people, but it might be possible that he murdered 37. The Zodiac Killer continued to send cryptic letters taunting the police, but he still has not been caught till this day. The last known investigation was done in May 2018, but no results were ever shared.